In this video, we're going to take a look at the all-new bullet feeding system from Armanov. Hey guys, Gavin here from UltimateReloader.com. Here I've got a couple of different bullet feed systems from Armanov. These bullet feeders actually work with .223 and some pistol calibers. I'm going to get this gear out of the boxes and we can take a look at what we've got. Okay, so I actually had two different systems here shipped from Armanov. Here we've got a .223 bullet feeder system. This is the .223 die, which is sold separately. And then here we've got the 45 ACP setup, and dies are available for the pistol system in 9mm, 40-10, and 45 ACP. So if we wanted to change from 45 ACP, we could replace the wheel and replace the drop tube assembly and use the corresponding die, and then we would be set up for that particular loading configuration. So we've got .223 and we've got 9 and 1040 and 45 ACP, so 3 different pistol calibers currently supported and 1 rifle caliber. The system without the die is $249 and the die is $45, so it's under $300, which is about $100 to $200 cheaper than other competitive systems. Okay, so here we've got everything that we're going to need to feed these 62 grain, 22 caliber bullets for our .223 loading session. We've got the collator assembly that's set up for 22 caliber. We've got the power cords, the drop tube assembly, and then the 22 caliber die. So this dropper die has a couple different configurations that we can play with to fine-tune its behavior. We've got the C-clip that has 2 different positions, and then there's also 2 different height settings for the internal ball bearings. There's some spares here that again will fine-tune the behavior of the dropping of the 22 caliber bullets onto the case necks of the .223 cases there. Okay, so there's a couple of things that we can do here before we get everything hung on the machine. The first is going to be to plug in the bullet dropper harness there, and then that's going to do the shut off. And then we can also plug in the drop tube right there on the output port on this collator. And then we just drop this entire assembly onto the case feed bowl. Look at that. It just sits there, and then we can, of course, rotate this as needed. Probably wants to sit right about there since we're going for station number 3. Next, we're going to screw in the bullet dropper die. So we're just going to screw the die in station number 3. And then test the fit of our dropper. The springs are going to attach to these ears on this collar on the die, provide a bit of tension. So I've plugged in the power adapter under the bench here, and we're just going to go ahead and run this up. We've got a separate power switch right there, which is nice for convenience. You can go ahead and plug that into the unit and then test it. Wow, it's actually really quiet. Nice. Okay, now we can add some bullets, drop some, see if they're going to drop in the right orientation, and then set up the die. Okay, we're set up and it appears that we've got bullets feeding correctly. I'm just going to give you a quick demo here. And so what we had to do to get this to work was we moved the ball bearings to the upper position. There's staggered holes. There's 3 ball bearings. They can either be in a higher position or a lower position, and they're clocked a little bit differently. So we didn't have good drop, and we changed the ball bearing position. We've got the clip in the lower position. There's also a higher position here. And then I noted that without these springs pulling the entire dropper assembly down, it's not going to push the bullets into the case necks. But with that spring tension, which we can adjust, we do get the bullet retained in the case mouth. So a little bit of fine tuning necessary. Now we can bring this lock ring down and lock that down with a wrench, and we should be good for some bulk loading. So there's one more adjustment for the bullet feed system, and that's the ramp position. So I'm going to make a minor adjustment turning the screw out, and we'll see if that helps. Okay, so we made our adjustment. Now let's see if that's gonna fix things. All right, looks like we need to add some more primers. Primers are loaded, time to get back into action. Well, this setup is working excellent. My fine tuning got everything working great. We didn't have any more issues with the bullets not dropping from where they should up there. And I want to mention, if you're loading pistol calibers, which we'll show in future videos, it's going to be the same basic setup and the same adjustment points. So I'm really impressed with what Armanov has done here. This has been one of the most consistent running and easiest to set up systems that I've ever worked with. And at the price point, it's really compelling. And some additional details, this bullet feeder is currently a patent pending design. The switch on the unit serves as a circuit breaker with a retap to restart. The 9mm and 40-10 use the same feeder assembly, the collator, only a die change is required. The ring can be decoupled from the motor and be manually rotated, and changing bullet types typically requires only one screw adjustment. So make sure that you check out our bulk loading video where we're going to load a whole bunch of ammo with this particular setup. And you know, we've got 45,000 cases. We got 223 from Mojo Precision. So we've got a lot of loading to do. We're not going to do all that in the follow-up bulk loading video, but we're going to continue loading with this setup and see how that goes. Here's what I'd like to know is, what do you think of the new Armanov Bullet Feeder? What would you be putting it on? Which press? And what would you be loading with it? Are you loading a whole bunch of something for a particular shooting match or plinking or whatever it is that you're doing? Drop a comment and let's start that discussion. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. If you're interested in custom rifles like what we build here on the channel or gunsmithing services, you're going to want to go to rifles.ultimatereloader.com and get on the wait list. If you want to learn lucrative gunsmithing like what I show here on the channel, including building custom rifles and Cerakote plus a whole bunch more, you're going to want to check out the Colorado School of Trades, schooloftrades.edu. Thanks again for watching.